feel bad.
6.5. Features of a quadratic function. Parabolas. Parabolas. Parabolas are symmetric. They're symmetric. Okay? It's okay. And specifically, they're symmetric across the axis of symmetry. And I'm going to start to abbreviate that as AOS because that's a lot to write out every time. If you go back to like the root part of the word, like symmetry and symmetric, hopefully you're catching on. If you look at the root part of the word, the axis of symmetry is going to be right in the middle. Okay, right in the middle. So things to know. The axis of symmetry is halfway between our x-intercepts. The other thing that we practiced in the lesson, number 3, was that the points are equal distance from the axis of symmetry. So what that means is they'll have the same y value. The axis of symmetry goes through the vertex. One more thing. If a parabola opens up, so we'll just sketch it instead of writing it. If the parabola opens up, that means the vertex is a minimum point. It's the lowest point if it opens up. If the parabola opens down, like we saw in our lesson example, then that vertex is a max. I'd like you to try number 1 with your group, and then we'll check in. Is anyone still writing before I erase? Yeah. Okay. Are we okay with that? Yeah. Okay, now we're going to do it in a table. Now we're going to do it in a table. For the table, you've got a quadratic. First, you have to identify the x-intercepts. How do I know I have an x-intercept from a table? Do you remember? Yes. Yes. We're going to have 0 and 0 for our y values. So my points are -10, 0, -4, 0. So when y is 0, that's an x-intercept. Now it wants us to find the vertex and the axis of symmetry. Where do we think it is? Use your table. What do you think? Ideas, Ellie? Where do you think the middle of this table is?
-7, -9.
Yes, so that's going to be our vertex. It's the middle of our table. That's our vertex. What do you think, Gavin? What's the axis of symmetry then? Yep. X equals -7. That's our axis of symmetry. Does this parabola open up or open down? So think back to the minimum and maximum thing.
It opens up.
does open up. Because our vertex in this table is the lowest point. It's a minimum. Questions? How do you feel about that? Good? All right, I'm going to pass out the homework.